Lee Anderson has been named Conservative Backbencher of the Year. Yes, it's true, that's a real thing. He is nicknamed 30p Lee for making this absurd comment.
We show them how to cook cheap and nutritious meals on a budget. We can make a meal for about 30 pence a day, and this is cooking from scratch.
And he is a failed Labour councillor defecting to the Conservatives in 2018. And in the 2019 election, he was caught on film staging a door knock, basically pretending he didn't know the owner when it was all just a setup. I'll post a link to the full video in the comments. Take a watch, it's really quite funny. He came out with some pretty horrible comments in Parliament, and I thought we could take a look at what's helped him win the award.
Now then, unlike the opposition, the Prime Minister has got all the big decisions right through the pandemic. But will he agree with me that we should never return to a full lockdown, and any isolation should be targeted? It should be the clinically vulnerable, the elderly and the Labour front bench. Now then, the world-class Rwanda plan has been welcomed by anybody who actually lives in the real world, because it saves lives in the Channel. Unfortunately, that lot opposite there don't live in the real world. Now then, this strike is a real kick in the teeth for the hard-working taxpayer who have really dug deep over the past 18 months to keep this industry alive. So does my right honourable friend agree with me that the party opposite, the spineless party opposite, should grow a backbone and condemn these strikes? Now then, the Secretary of State will be aware that the current human rights laws are not fit for purpose, and they are stopping us from deporting foreign criminals like rapists and murderers, much to the delight of the lefty lawyers. Now then, the world-class and well-respected Rwanda plan. So would the Leader of the House please throw his considerable weight, his considerable political weight, behind the campaign to provide a service on this route? Now then, just when you think this place can't get any dafter, you turn up and listen to that rubbish they're coming out with today. But is the Home Secretary aware of the sniggering and smugness and delight shown by the out-of-touch opposition benches over the cancelled Rwanda flight? And can she please advise me, I need some travel advice, I'm going away this summer, is France a safe country to go to? They're then leaving France, which is a safe country, and coming to the UK across the Channel. And then when they get this accommodation, we've got the opposition parties saying the accommodation is not good enough for them. Yeah. Well, does the Home Secretary agree with me? If the accommodation is not good enough for them, they can get on a dinghy and go straight back to France. Yeah. Look, I'm sad to see the previous Home Secretary leave. We had a conversation last week about small boats, ECHR, and the excellent Rwanda scheme. And I've seen them myself when I've been out and about. They've been gluing themselves to property, digging up lawns, throwing paint around, performing zombie-like dances in the middle of the road with no regards for decent, hard-working people in this country. Yes, zombie dancers, a bit like Strangers Bar at night time with the honourable member for Stoke-on-Trent, North Talk and Kids Go, wherever he is. That's a fault of the old failing asylum system, where people, when they get here, they know how to fill the forms out. They've got these lefty lawyers that say put this, this and this and this. They fill the forms out and hey presto, about 80% get asylum status. And it's wrong. It's absolute wrong. It's a burden on the taxpayer. They're abusing the system. It's a bit like some benefit cheats. They do it, don't they? They abuse. They say they're disabled and they're not. Yes, they do. They do. So come on, let's be right about it. If that lot got in power, cherish the thought. Well, not cherish it, perish the thought. If that lot got in the power, cherish the thought. Look at our food bank, how it works, and I think you'll see firsthand that there's not this massive use for food banks in this country. We've got generation after generation who cannot cook properly, they can't cook a meal from scratch, they cannot budget. The challenge is there. Mr. Speaker, now then, the BBC have covered up for Jimmy Savile, Gary Glitter, Rolf Harris and a whole list of predatory perverts. But there are no lack of bus drivers in Kent shipping illegal immigrants to their four-star hotels. Isn't it time that we declared a state of emergency? That the Home Secretary will be given all the tools that she needs to solve the migrant crisis and keep the bully boys out of number 10. Yeah. Prime Minister, when will the opposition get it and realise that the vast majority that are coming over are not genuine asylum seekers? Yeah. Now then, if the Labour Party really want to help the poorest people in society, they would not come to this House with a motion to cut somebody's bill by £61 a year. There were Labour MPs last night drinking in the terrace bar, spent more than that on a round of drinks. And we all know that the Labour Party opposite are trying to rebrand themselves as a patriotic, low-tax party of law and order who are tough on illegal immigration. What a load of nonsense that is. Now then, not every civil servant and local government office is back at work post-pandemic, and this is creating backlogs and is a waste of taxpayers' money. So what more can we do to ensure that every local government officer and civil servant is back in the office as soon as possible? Because he tells me one of his lazy Labour councillors has been signed off sick till the next district elections and also emigrated to Australia. Now, local people need local representation, so does the leader agree with me that district councillors should not live home and away, as their constituents expect them to be good neighbours, because everybody needs good neighbours? And they cannot get one, and yet we're debating this nonsense once again. When are we going to stop blaming the Friends, the ECHR, the lefty lawyers? The blame lies in this place right now. When are we going to grow a backbone and do the right thing and send them straight back the same day? Now then, we're making changes at number 10. And still that lot over there keep moaning and whining. So does the Minister agree with me that if they want to have a say in who works at number 10, then they should do something they've not done for 20 years, and that's win a general election? Madam Deputy Speaker, about the level of questions coming from the opposition, especially the Labour Party today, they are completely out of touch with the British public. But in the interest of safety, can the Home Secretary please confirm that if anybody doesn't want to go to Rwanda, they can actually claim asylum in France?
So what are your thoughts on Lee Anderson? Is he worthy of the title? Let me know in the comments. It's right there in that big box underneath the like button. And if you want to see him possibly attack a protester, then you'll need to watch this video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.